Hello， 大家好，又係我哋 Gameplay HK， 我哋繼續玩霍格華茲的傳承。今集可能有啲長，因為我就想將立所有嘅支線任務呢一次過拍晒俾大家睇啊，儲埋一次過剪出嚟，咁啊方便大家了解佢嗰個劇情啦。如果大家想睇翻立最後個主線任務呢，就喺第16集，有興趣可以去回顧翻嘅。而家我哋就睇下立又調查到啲乜嘢啦。
Good。
主要其實呢，我哋就係要對付哈洛。
Is this Mr. Bickle's home?
I believe so. He supposedly has evidence against Harlow. We need to speak with him.
有位百科先生可以指證哈洛啊。任務就係走失的孩子。呢位太太。
Why did he challenge that horrible man?
唔係有咩事啊話
Are you all right? We're looking for Mr. Bickle.
My husband is dead.
Huh?
He killed him.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Mrs. Bickle. Who killed your husband?
Theophilus Harlow. I'm sure of it. He's been threatening my husband for weeks and... Oh, where is my son? Where is Archie?
太可惡，永遠都嚟遲一步。另外佢仔仔都唔見咗。阿奇，不過做得呢個任務，我諗佢會冇事嘅。係咪俾哈洛捉走咗咁慘啊
I don't mean to be grim, but could Harlow have taken him?
Archie's satchel is missing, so he may have left on his own. Hopefully he's just gone wandering, as he's prone to do. I hope he wasn't here when my husband...
Do you know which way Archie might have gone?
He has a little hideout in the forest south of here. He never wanders far. But if he witnessed Harlow doing something to his father, I'm afraid to leave, in case he comes back home.
可憐嘅小朋友，你唔好離開，我揾佢啦不如。
Is there anything more you can tell me about Harlow?
He's Victor Rookwood's second in command. A miserable, awful creature. Vicious and murderous.
羅克伍嘅手下一定唔係好人嚟嘅。你先生係咪知道佢啲犯罪證據呢？
What reason would Harlow have to kill your husband?
My husband had been looking into Harlow's dealings and discovered some of what he's been up to. I begged him to leave it alone, but he was convinced that...
其實我哋都查緊佢。首先幫你揾翻個仔先。
We'll find your son, Mrs. Bickle.
Thank you. What am I going to do?
Please do not worry, Mrs. Bickle. We will bring Archie home.
好啦，要睇睇阿奇嘅藏身處先啊。
When I took the letter we found to Officer Singer, she told me about Mr. Bickle. He had been doing the same thing we are, providing Officer Singer with evidence to take down Harlow. I had hoped to speak with him about what he had found, but we were too late.
一切都太遲啊，陰公。
What did Officer Singer say about the letter you brought her?
She thanked me, but she clearly felt that it was not enough. It is a shame that hippogriffs cannot speak. Your friend Highwing could provide all the evidence against Harlow that we need. We will need something more.
哇，有副骨喺度。
This must be little Archie's hideout that Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Archie? Archie Bickle! He would not have done this to his own hideout. Someone came here looking for him. Revelio.
喺阿奇嘅藏身處出邊咧，有呢一個布里底克龍嘅鱗片，一直就收藏喺佢個藏身處裏邊啊！呢啲咁珍貴嘅嘢。
Hope of finding out which way he went.
用現行。
There! Archie's footprints. He went this way.
見到腳印啦，但係立做咩立啊？我行遠啲先，腳印就只能向呢邊行。立好似唔跟嚟喎，做乜事啊？仲卡住喺嚿骨度，唔通我要 low save？
Revelio.
哎呀，咁搞笑嘅，撈翻個 save 就正常翻啦。
I thought we would have found Archie by now.
I suspect he'll keep running if he's being followed.
If it is Harlow that's pursuing him, I only hope you're right. Men like Harlow would not think twice about killing a child. We must find Archie quickly.
應該救到佢嘅話，我哋好靚仔，起碼冇事啦。
Prepare for a fight.
打野狼，可唔可以唔好阻住我哋？有重要事做啊！圍咗阿奇，屌！仲有隻 ，OK。
I hope Archie didn't cross paths with that wolf pack. We should look around.
有個袋啊！喂，係咪阿奇㗎？
Archie's satchel.
特登掛喺度㗎，定點樣？
Why would he leave it behind?
He was likely running from Harlow, distracted. This may be a good time for Revelio again.
再嚟睇腳印。
Revelio.
Archie went this way.
咁即係唔係俾狼食咗啊？放心啊，仲行到好遠。
I have a bad feeling about this. Harlow must have a reason for pursuing Archie.
I wonder what Archie saw. I hope he didn't see Harlow kill his father.
望咁望啦
He。would never overcome it. At least not in any way I can imagine. A fork in the road. We will need Revelio.
Revelio.
分岔路，
Multiple sets of footprints.
有啦。
Harlow caught up to him here. This is not good. They went this way.
喺呢度開始俾人追得近咗，會唔會仲有啲咩野獸要打？騎士做鬼馬，
Thestrals. They are beautiful, are they not?
You can see Thestrals too.
I witnessed death when I was 9. Saw my first Thestral shortly thereafter. I found comfort in it. I still do. I think those of us who have witnessed death deserve some comfort.
I'm sorry you experienced
You
something like
had to
that
go
at
on,
so
Ma.
young an age.
I was with my father when he died.
Revelio.
My mother was away, and I felt quite helpless. It was a long time ago in some ways, but in other ways, it seems like it was only yesterday. I still see him so clearly.
You must miss him.
My father was a wonderful man. Let us keep moving. We must find Archie.
立立分享咗佢嘅細個啲慘嘢俾我哋聽，親眼見證佢爸爸死亡。不過我覺得應該一路行一路講好啲咯，咁趕急。等陣先啊！
I understand.
Taking in children now, are we? Better not be expected to feed him.
It is as I feared. They have Archie.
Petrificus totalis.
There can be no mistakes.
就喺個帳幕裏邊咧，陣間我哋要去。
What do you have in store for me this time?
You'd better be a beast.
A castle. Must have been quite stately in its time.
I hope they look.
Petrificus totalis.
打下升 level。哎呀，兜面啊！定係算啦，直接打。
Oh, you're there. That obnoxious little fella isn't going anywhere. Incendio!
哇！哎呀，卡住喺
Is
度，
that meant to be an attack of some sort?
出翻嚟先，
Incendio!
打爛晒場，
Confringo. Two. Expulso!
命真係唔放過，冇良心，
Confringo.
唔係人嚟嘅。好，發泄完，
No one to share in my victory.
快啲行啊！個僆仔唔等得啊！希望佢唔好即係有咩古怪嘢對個僆仔做啦，佢哋。OK，
I
哥
did
哥
not
嚟救
expect
你
this。tent to be so large on the inside. That complicates things a little.
清咗敵人先啊！
Go lightly.
You don't think he saw it happen, do you?
Of course he did. Why else would he have run?
Harlow will decide what to do with him once he gets back.
哦，即係阿奇仲未有事嘅應該。
Revelio.
有幾個喺度。
I know I'm not hearing things.
Pintericus totalis.
聽到阿奇講嘢啦。哇！好快清除好多個。哎
Cast my
呀！
eyes closer.
擰過嚟喎條友。
Perhaps it's dinner.
咁大名？立借先啊！等我嚟。啲麻甩佬，等我搞啊。OK， 仲有，小心立。哇！嗰邊咩事 ？OK， 邊？打到飛起 ，OK 晒。我諗呢度啦，喺度啊 ，OK。
Archie Bickle.
How do you know who I am?
Your mother sent us to find you.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you.
Not too loud, Archie.
Sorry.
We need to get this open.
好快可以放你出嚟㗎。
Aloha Mora.
佢哋點對你？你唔怕講啊？大哥哥喺度。
A man called Harlow. He killed my father.
We're so sorry, Archie.
哎呀，佢知道咗啊！
We won't let him get away with it. But first we need to get you home to your mother.
Thank you for saving me.
We wouldn't have it any other way, Archie. Now let's get you home. We know a safe way back.
嗱，聲送翻俾媽媽先，佢都擔心死㗎啦。首先冇咗個老公，仔仔又失咗蹤。
Seems a pleasant enough little place.
哇，太好啦！立即會過到嚟㗎喎，信兒。伯母唔使咁擔心啊，仔仔都喺度。
Oh, Archie, you're here. Oh, you're safe.
好似啲戲好假咁嘅，咩事啊？
Oh, Mother. Father's friends are in danger. I heard the people who took me talking about them.
Which friends, darling?
Mr. and Mrs. Rabe, Mr. Filbert, and I think they also said Otto's name.
I shall speak with them. You run inside.
Yes, Mother.
啲表情爭咗啲喎，我覺得。
Your husband's friends may be in danger.
Just as he was.
How can we help?
You've done enough. My husband was a powerful wizard and couldn't defeat Harlow. The last thing we need is that monster coming after you.
但係你唔知我咩料咩？我唔可以透露咁多俾你知，但係我哋實在真係咩咒語都識㗎啦。
It may be too late for that. I'm afraid Harlow's already after us.
Then you needn't anger him further. I assure you, the threat could be a lot worse. Please, please keep your distance.
I'm sorry again about your husband, Mrs. Bickle.
Thank you. And thank you for bringing Archie home. I can never repay the two of you for your kindness.
Not to worry, Mrs. Bickle. My father used to say that rain does not fall on one roof alone. We are here to help each other.
好有家教啊，立立。
I must learn more about Mr. Bickle's friends and why Harlow is after them. You'll be hearing from me as soon as I know something. Thank you for your help today.
救到小朋友咧，總算都多咗少少之後嘅線索啦，要揾佢爸爸嘅朋友。過咗陣個任務咧，竟然要同埋佢媽媽即係教授傾偈喎。放心 ，Auntie， 我哋清白嘅，乜都冇做過。
You wanted to speak with me, Mother?
I had hoped to speak with you alone, Natsai.
Your message mentioned your concern about an unusual creature that was spotted in the woods near Hogsmeade. That could have been anything.
You know what it was, Natsai.
I am allowed to leave the castle. I am always careful, Mother.
Careful. Officer Singer disagrees. She sent me an owl telling me that you have been trying to collect evidence of some kind against dark wizards. She berated me for not keeping a closer eye on you. And she is right. I do not want you visiting Hogsmeade for the near future.
But Mother!
My little gazelle, you are well-intentioned, but you must not meddle in the affairs of dangerous people.
If someone had meddled in Matabilaland, Father would still be with us.
I must get to class. Perhaps your friend can get you to listen to reason.
我係會慫恿佢冒險嗰啲嚟嘅喎。
So frustrating. She never listens to me.
She called you her little gazelle. Is that a term of endearment where you're from?
It is specific to me. I am the unusual creature in Hogsmeade she mentioned. Self-transfiguration is not taught at Hogwarts, so I am gently discouraged from practicing it. However, I am an animagus, and it is in my gazelle form that I have been able to wander the Highlands rather freely until now, much to my mother's chagrin. That is how I managed to spy on Rookwood and Harlow.
好厲害啊，立立，我都想學啊。
Were you born an animagus, or did you learn to become one?
Animagi are not born. The process is quite elaborate. It involves holding a mandrake leaf in one's mouth for an entire month, then placing the leaf in a crystal phial so that it is imbued with moonlight, then adding one of your own hairs. And that is just the beginning. Self-transfiguration is common among students at Wagadu, but Professor Weasley considers it much too dangerous to teach at Hogwarts.
成為化獸師竟然係咁艱巨。嗱，通常咧只係可以變成一種動物嘅啫，多數係以佢嘅特質去決定嘅。即係立立應該只係可以變羚羊。
Can you choose what form your animagus will take?
Oh no, a person's animagus form is determined by their personality. My mother is convinced that my form is a gazelle because I adapt well to any situation. I believe it is because I can sense danger and keep my wits about me.
咦係喎，變成動物會點樣呢？感覺
How does it feel to transform into an animal?
Well, the first time it can be a bit unnerving. I felt a kind of searing pain and a strong double heartbeat. But it gets easier the more you do it. I no longer feel any pain, and I must say, I find a sense of comfort in the double heartbeat. And I love being able to view the world from a different perspective.
原來係咁喎，好正喎！玩呢隻 game 可以對啲咒語可以加深個認識啊！
Now the nickname makes sense. What an extraordinary ability to have.
It is. I love transforming, but Mother is less enthusiastic about it. She says that no creature, especially one as rare as a gazelle, should be bounding about where poaching has become so prevalent. She claims that she has foreseen tragedy befall me in my gazelle form. But she has used her sight to control me too many times. I no longer believe it.
媽媽擔心個女好正常。當然佢話遇見啲乜嘢，咁啊淨係佢先知嘅啫。即係好難抉擇，我又想去冒險，但係媽媽擔心佢又 make sense。不過雖然佢媽媽講嘅嘢都應該係啱嘅，但係我講過，我要慫恿佢㗎嘛。
We're making good progress. We can't quit now.
I agree. I have never considered quitting, even for a moment. You could have fled the moment you discovered that Rookwood, Harlow, and Ranrock were after you, but you did not. I choose to act as you have. I must deal with Rookwood and Harlow, not hide from them. My mother cannot know where I am all the time. Thank you for being here during that rather awkward conversation.
睇我哋，你媽媽拜託錯人啦。好啦，應該係可以再揾下啲受害者㗎啦。
Are you ready to put an end to Harlow?
隨時 ready 啊！
I'm ready to do what's needed to take Harlow down. I know you have a plan.
We must gather information from the friends of Mr. Bickle that Archie and Mrs. Bickle mentioned. Agabus Filbert, Otto Dibble, and Mr. and Mrs. Rabe.
All right.
I suggest that you speak with each of them while I head to the Hog's Head. I saw some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother would never go near the Hog's Head, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
咁即係話全部交俾我哋咯。
Where am I to find these friends of his?
I do not know about Mr. Rabe, but his wife, Daisy, is often in Hogsmeade, as is Agabus Filbert. And Otto Dibble, he works at Gladrags, so you will likely find him there.
呢個嘢有啲白痴啊！我哋直接打聽咪得咯，係咪？
What sort of information am I trying to gather from these people?
They may know what evidence Mr. Bickle had against Harlow, or they may have evidence of their own. We simply need to know whatever they know.
Very well. I'll speak with them, see what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them.
今次都係傾偈跑腿任。
Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
咁嚟到3根掃走噶啦，我哋就係呢位女士。
Oh, Isco, what have I done?
冇事嘅，小姐，有我喺度。佢好似我哋而家玩平板電腦咁樣，但係其實睇緊書啊。
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about Theophilus Harlow. I'm a friend of the Bickles and am trying to gather evidence against him.
Poor Joanna and little Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco.
What do you mean? Why?
I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker for them. Harlow approached me about helping him extort my colleagues into giving him treasures from the vaults.
And you declined?
Of course I declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up, until I came home one night and found my husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated that I only had a few days to reconsider helping with some banking needs, and that my husband would appreciate it if I acted quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price.
咁大鑊，你老公咪好危險？究竟點解要綁架你老公唔係你咧嚇？唔通傳聞係真，佢中意男人嘅？
Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband?
Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank. He could do nothing for Harlow. I'm the one in the bank on a daily basis, which evidently makes me an enticing target for blackmail.
都係因為太太工作關係啊，所以留翻太太喺度。
Have you helped Harlow since your husband was taken?
No, I'm worried sick about Isco, but he'd never want me to compromise my integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me concerned as to why he hasn't.
冇錯，要相信你老公啊！
Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped?
What else could it possibly mean? Besides, I came home to find that someone had trampled the daisies in our garden. It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride and joy. He would never have let that happen.
OK， 明白晒。
Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing.
Mr. Bickle was trying to help us, but now he's gone. I don't know what to do.
I shall do all I can to get evidence against Harlow, Mrs. Rabe.
Very well. Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well. Please don't put yourself in danger.
唔知點解我硬係覺得佢有少少似蘇玉華。呢張字條就叫佢要重新考慮幫佢處理銀行業務嘅要求。嗱，俾咗好多時間呢位小姐㗎啦嚇，即係好似威逼緊佢咁樣，要佢睇清楚合作嘅價值，同埋佢老公應該會好高興。睇下可唔可以喺呢個禮拜之前咧就有個答覆，即係其實逼佢 say yes 嘅啫。
Some evidence worth hanging on to.
Thank you.
可以起人去另一個點啦。
Otto Dibble works at Gladrags. I should check there.
Please tell me you didn't take it, but perhaps it's been here all along.
Mr. Dibble, may I speak with you? It's about Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Please, sir, I'd like to help.
唔買嘢住啊！
I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
You know the Bickles? All right. But we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill hearing this.
I know Mr. Hill. He was kind to me the day of the troll attack.
Oh, he's a good man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on an order he'd placed. I went into the storeroom to check on what turned out to be a non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, well, secretly engaged these past 6 months. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow advised me in no uncertain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
What did he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf
Why?
from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so often." I've been able to cover for his requests until now with some creative bookkeeping, but I can't keep it up for much longer. I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
同太子女拍拖啊！
Could you give me a bit more detail about the note? That might help me to identify it should I come across it.
It's on Rosie's special pink stationery. It has her monogram at the top, RH. That's how Mr. Hill would know it was real.
隱瞞係咪做假象啊嘛？佢
What
話
have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret?
Well, as I mentioned, creative bookkeeping. And I've also been trying to cover the costs with my own savings, but I'm running out of money. Of course, none of this bodes well for my efforts to improve my circumstances and to be worthy of Rosie.
有時仲要自己揞荷包，嗰度冇晒錢陰公。
I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him?
He's a lovely man. But when it comes to Rosie, I fear he loses all perspective. He'd see this as a grave betrayal. I'd lose my job instantly, and Rosie as well.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. He's an awful man and incredibly dangerous. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
嗱，我哋搞掂哈羅咧，就可以幫到好多人啦。
Hurry off before Mr. Hill
去埋最後一個目的地。
Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere.
已經等緊咗我哋啦。
Hello there.
天寒地凍，唔翻入屋企。
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Tragic, what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow for an act of violence committed against me. But I feared Harlow's retaliation, and so I refused.
嗱，談判技巧，首先我哋要讚咗佢先嘅，認同咗佢嘅做法。
You may have shared Mr. Bickle's fate if you had spoken out against Harlow as he requested.
Unfortunately, I suspect you're right.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence against you. Could you tell me what happened?
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry. As a surprise for her birthday, one she never had the chance to celebrate, I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core, still am, to be honest.
I imagine you fear Harlow retaliating again, but do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to help. Harlow does not like people talking, as you already know.
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty.
哈羅喺呢個活米村就作惡多端啦。而家我哋立應該就去豬頭酒吧嗰邊附近噶啦。豬頭酒吧附近。
Natty's wand.
哎呀！
She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this.
弊啦！
She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken.
點同你媽媽交代？快啲問翻立先。豬頭酒吧。
Nosy little students get what's coming to them.
吓？我估行事嘅人會得到懲罰。仲要咁大聲講出嚟嗱，跟翻個腳印先，唔知行咗去邊呢？
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
要落去救立，捉咗我哋嘅同學仔。
The footprints led to this room. There must be another way forward.
拉開呢個嘢。我諗要拉埋呢個啦。
The hidden door.
咁犀利嘅隻門，要不被發現啊！
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
跟住有兩個係選用嚟嘅喎，揾詩集同埋或者揾情書。選用係咪真係2揀1咁解啊？
I'd better be sure I'm not seen.
唔好俾人見，得唔得啊？
It's not gonna work.
It might.
Using that girl as bait, no one's coming for her. We ought to just kill her.
真係捉到立㗎嗰班人。
Her friend would be reckless enough. He wants them alive.
Hey, Hogwarts student would be arrogant enough to come in here alone.
Just keep an eye out.
喺度睇小我，借一件先。
I was a proud man.
If I likes it, I takes it.
1蚊雞咁少？
Fires best left alone in a breeze.
I shall cast.
Totalis.
好似連隻羊仔都石化咗啊！冇事。
Go on. Always claiming he knows about herbology, this one. What, students these days?
哎呀
So full of themselves. Suppose that's what we're turning on, isn't it?
Confringo.
Expulso.
Bombarder. Defender.
Mike,
Defender. Descendo.
Expulso.
False opportunities that could have brought
哇！
now I've fallen to the Confringo. People think
整一件先，呢個咁高咧，
never seen such magic.
變咗隻雞仔。
Which in fell rot.
Where did you go, coward? Aha! Back for more. Confringo. Bombarder. Defender.
攞齊晒，冇人發現啦，係咪？睇下先。呢個係咪就嗰個詩集啊？
The book of poems that was taken from Agabus Filbert. He'll be thrilled to have this back.
咦，啱啊啱啊！
Revelio.
另外仲有個情書，唔知擺喺邊。 嗱，我要上上邊，不過我開埋啲箱先啊。哇，正
Revelio. Confringo.
捐窿捐啊！捐埋去呢邊。
喂，
咁嘈啊喂，
Revelio.
好似好近咁樣。
We should speak to her again. Perhaps she'll tell us where we can find that friend of hers.
She's determined to say nothing. The boss will deal with her when he arrives.
哇！呢個原來唔可以整石化晒㗎。講咩你？搞掂。
Shame nobody saw that. Natty must be here somewhere.
You found us. I knew you would realize I had left my wand for
你冇
you.
事太好啦。
Speak to Mr. Rabe. He will tell you what you need to do.
佢特登留低個魔像嘅。我立啲嘢先啊，未攞晒喎，全部都係錢嚟，成台都係錢。做咪嗱喳嘢，污糟錢，袋起佢先。誒，人哋個老公啊應該。
Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been abducted.
You spoke with my wife. How is she?
Worried about you. Are you all right?
I am all right. Thank you for coming. These locks are cursed, and there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. Even Natty's skill with wandless magic cannot free us. I need you to find my wand.
Use mine. We'll find yours together once you're out of there.
I need my wand for this. Using one with which I have no connection may not work as well or as quickly, and we cannot risk detection.
I shall do my best. Any idea where it might be?
It's nearby. I can sense it.
Understood. I'll find it.
幫佢揾翻個魔像。
Your friend Natty was not able to summon my wand. It must be blocked by something.
有啲嘢block住咗佢。
Revelio.
啊，慢慢搜尋下我哋。
Mr.
仲有個
Rabe's
寶
wand
箱
could be in there. Mr. Rabe's wand. He'll be glad to have this back.
就咁喺呢度。
Mr. Rabe, I found your wand.
Well done. I knew it was nearby. Now, you best stand back. One never knows how a curse will react to being broken.
爛咗魔像，小心反彈喎。哎呀，成功啊，勁啊！好彩唔似榮恩嗰支咁啫。冇事喎，兩隻門都開到。
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my
哇，
friend.
伸埋個懶腰。
We owe our lives to your bravery. I may be too weak to disapparate with you both, but I can try.
You go ahead. Find Officer Singer. We will get out of here on our own.
Very well. But be careful. Thank you, my young friends.
Be prepared for a fight. These Ashwinders must pay.
嚇！個警官就喺隔離。
Natsai Onai. I should have known. And you, the troll dispatcher. Oh, thank goodness the two of you are safe. Isco Rabe told me a couple of students had rescued him. Should have known it was you two.
Is Mr. Rabe all right?
He is. I sent him home to his wife, Miss Onai. Your mother will not be pleased to learn that you're still risking your safety pursuing these dangerous men.
Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashwinders. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe to blackmail his wife and Natty, Rookwood and Harlow have also extorted Agabus Filbert and Otto Dibble.
I will look into all of that. As for the two of you, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but you are taking great risk. Next time, please let the authorities handle the Ashwinders.
誒，我想答呢個喎，好有興趣知道佢咩反應喎。
With all due respect, officer, the authorities haven't done much about any of this.
There's more to taking down an organization like the Ashwinders than simply storming in and hauling them off based on a few accusations. I must insist that you leave them to us. We shall have no further discussion on this.
哎呀，好強啊！突然間。
Natsai, you may wish to speak with your mother about this before I do.
My mother will not like this. Thank you again for rescuing me. We shall speak soon.
嗱，我哋咁樣對答咧，即係好似翻啲反叛嘅僆仔，無時無刻都有人喺度食嘢嘅大廳，立立就喺度等緊我哋。
I still can't believe we escaped the Ashwinders.
You may not realize it, but you are the talk of the school since you saved me that day.
I wonder how everyone knows about it.
I told my mother in the hope that she would be more forgiving of what I have been up to if it came from me. She likely told other professors, and news travels quickly. Unfortunately, she might, in fact, have been even less forgiving than I'd hoped.
嗱，兩個選項都好啱，佢擔心咪真係非常非常非常合理嘅。不過因為我哋學生嚟噶嘛，10零歲，當然會 feel 到自己做嘅嘢係最偉大，佢應該為我哋自豪。
If she knew more about what you've done, I suspect she'd be proud.
If she knew any more about what I've done, she would never let me out of her sight again.
I'm sorry. Has Officer Singer done anything with the evidence we provided?
She has not. Harlow is as strong as ever. Someone needs to stop him, whether it is us or Officer Singer. If someone had stopped the monsters like him in Matabeleland, my father would be alive today.
What exactly happened to your father?
It was a beautiful day. My mother had gone to tend to a neighbor who was ill, and so my father and I were galloping in the savannah.
Galloping? Your father was also an animagus, I take it?
He could become the most majestic giraffe, and he would carry me on his back, my arms around his neck. We were on our way home when we surprised a group of bandits who had come from our village. One of them saw me just as he removed a scarf from his face. He shouted and then aimed his rifle.
He didn't want you to identify him.
Exactly. In an instant, my father bowed his neck to protect me and was hit. As he fell, my father changed back into his human form. When the bandits saw this, they turned and ran in fear. Magic terrified them, and then he was gone. And it was all my fault.
Your fault? How so?
He died protecting me. If I had been capable of protecting myself, he would still be alive today. My mother and I tried to go on without him, but it became too much for us there. A few years later, we left to come to Scotland.
唔知立立點諗嘅呢？始終都係佢阿爸。
Do you think taking down the Ashwinders will avenge your father's death?
No. Vengeance is not what drives me. My father would not want that. He and my mother raised me to believe that it is a privilege to be able to fight for those who cannot. I know there is risk involved, but I feel it is worth it. I am glad you seem to think so too.
喂，立立咁善良，我都估到應該係咁答㗎啦。反而我擔心佢媽媽。
What does your mother think about all of this?
Well, as you saw, she worries a great deal. She is an excellent seer, but I think it bothers her to this day that she did not see my father's death coming. She misses him, as do I. So I believe on some level she understands my need to seek justice in a small way. But that does not mean that she likes it.
真係千算萬算，自己老公個結都算唔到出嚟，係咪當時個水晶球失靈呢？ 但係其實好難喎，猜想下佢阿爸在天之靈會點諗呢句。
Do you think your father would approve of the things we've been doing?
Oh my, that is a good question. In theory, yes. Although he would worry as my mother does. But I think he, of all people, would understand my persistence. My father never shied away from a fight for good, no matter how ruthless the foe. And I think he would have enjoyed knowing that I had a compatriot like you.
聽見你爸爸咁嘅事，咁慘嘅情況，真係非常難過。完全冇諗過你背後有咁嘅故事。
I'm sorry, Natty. I can't imagine what you've been through. Your father sounds exceptional.
He was truly extraordinary. And thank you for your kind words. We all have our burdens. My father had a saying about that.
Yes, I remember. Rain does not fall on one roof alone.
Exactly. Soon you and I will put an end to the Ashwinders, beginning with Harlow. And once he is gone, we will turn our attention to Rookwood. We are making progress, and we will succeed. Thank you again for saving me. You deserve all of the praise you have received.
你知我咩料啦吓？好啦，又傾完一次偈，之後咧又要等一陣嘅。OK， 佢又約咗我哋啦。
Some days are more difficult than others.
有咩困難啊，立立？呢一集嘅主角係你啊，放心。
Is everything all right?
There are times when my father's absence drifts to the back of my mind. And I feel peace for a day or two. But this is not one of those times. I miss him. I miss running with him. I miss Matebeleland. He should still be here. And it's my fault that he isn't.
哎呀，鬧情緒啊！突然間好掛住佢爸。唔好咁諗啦，唔關你事㗎。最衰係哈洛。
It's not your fault, Natty. There's nothing you could have done to prevent it.
That is what my mother says. But he died protecting me. And I cannot help but feel guilty over that. I find myself reliving the moment more often than I would like. I believe I would feel less helpless if I could truly put an end to Harlow and the rest of Rookwood's miserable lot. Each day they remain free, they do more damage, leaving people like Archie Bickle to suffer the consequences.
I agree, Natty. We'll get them. I've never seen someone so committed to a cause.
Thank you. I believe we will get them. Beginning with Harlow. Thank you for speaking with me. It was very helpful.
呢個只不過係氹一氹佢啫喎。跟住似 final 啦，哈洛的背水一戰。
Are you ready to finish Harlow?
羅克伍都死咗啦，而家到佢噶啦。
I'm ready to finish Harlow once and for all. What is your plan?
I received an owl from Mrs. Bickle. She wondered if we were having any luck going after Harlow. Suggested we could gather evidence from a friend near Manor Cape.
But she warned us to stay out of it. Was rather adamant about it.
Precisely.
Harlow knows that we saved Archie, and that we rescued Mr. Rabe. The letter didn't come from Mrs. Bickle, did it?
I do not believe it did. Harlow intends to ambush us.
But now we have the upper hand. We can prepare.
We are stronger than Harlow, and he knows it. That's why he's resorting to this sort of trickery. We must go.
佢一心埋伏我哋就特登去中計。
Agreed. Let's finish this.
Brilliant. Harlow's reign ends today.
Perhaps we ought to inform Officer Singer of our plans.
I already sent her an owl to let her know that we were following a lead given to us by Mrs. Bickle.
Are you concerned she might tell your mother?
Indeed she will, but so be it. I am tired of hiding it from her. My mother needs to understand that I will not be safe from the Ashwinders until everyone is. I shall pursue them until they are finished, and I think she knows that. As do you.
That I do.
Keep an eye out. Harlow is likely around here somewhere.
就喺呢度。
He is close.
Where is he?
I do not know.
嚟啦吓！
Should look around.
唔使用筆射咒嘅。爆炸筒，出掉！羅克伍都唔係我對手。 就憑你哋，試行近啲，燒兩個。
Knew you were still hanging about. Defender, you're easy.
穩穩立立，
Back for more.
好近啊！ 哇，係啊！古代魔法。 喂，立立小心！一啲用都冇。剩翻個。到哈洛啦嘛？
Little Nat Sione, innit? And her excruciatingly loyal companion.
玩咁耐，終於見到你啊！
You two have done quite a bit of damage to my business interests. But I must grudgingly give you some credit. What was once a mere annoyance has become remarkably problematic. Fortunately, I pride myself on my problem-solving skills.
做咁多壞事，就好似我哋阻住你咁樣。為立立爸爸報仇，你完全冇反擊之力。加你，立立狠狠咁打佢啦！佢有識瞬移嘅，瞬移都冇用啊！係咁俾我打，打不停。 我哋對就業100%信心。立立！哎呀！掉！其實都硬淨啊，打咗咁耐咧，3分1到，但係。 始終就得一隻二打，唔係喎，有人啦，有人嚟，有幫拖，你啲僆咁遲嘅喂，黃色，哎呦喂喎，搞咩？未好致命啊，唔使驚住，幾型，夠3000幾啊！打低佢就走噶啦。 又走咗，紫色，燒中，黃色，掉，平時哈哈霸霸，敵唔過個學生，係你幾冇用，威脅人。 人哋拍拖你又唔中意嘅，要用紫色應該。我都好憤怒啦，尾刀我唔留俾立立啦，自己嚟啦。消失咗，點啊？鬥波啊！ 黑羅羅就係咁樣死㗎。仲未死喎，但係佢跪咗喺度啫，一路斗篷都彈起啊！哎呀！ 立立，弊啦，擔心死伯母啊
！No，Natty，
卑鄙小人夏洛，唔會有事啩？你同你爸爸一樣咁勇敢啊！完成咗哈洛嘅背水一戰啊！同埋立立冇事喎，就咁坐輪椅啫喎。用翻個啱嘅先，得。
Are you sure you are up for a visitor?
Yes, Mother. I feel fine, and it will do me good to see my friend.
Very well. But do not overdo it, Natsai.
I know, Mother.
伯母，我嚟咗啦，多謝你個女救我。但好似佢完全見唔到我咁樣，嗰兩個人又撳唔到掣。
It is good to see you, my friend.
我喺度好耐㗎啦。
I'm glad to see you're doing so well.
I am doing better than it appears. I am only here because my mother insisted, just to be safe. I was relieved when she told me that you were all right.
當然係要感謝佢啦。
Only because of you. How are you feeling?
Well, I've had better days, but Nurse Blaney says that I am on the mend.
I'm sorry, Natty. It's my fault you got hurt.
What? No. Do not blame yourself for this. The moment that I saw Harlow aim his wand at you, well...
衷心你可以完全康復，亦都多謝你選擇保護咗我。
You quickly made the choice to protect me.
I did what I had to, and I would do it again. I could not simply stand there and let you get hurt.
Then I shouldn't feel guilty.
Of course not. There was nothing that you... Oh my... I cannot believe that it took me this long to see it. He made a choice. Based on instinct, my father, you, my friend, are no more to blame for my injuries today than I am to blame for my father's sacrifice years ago.
From what I know of him, it seems there's a lot of your father in you.
That's very kind of you to say. I hope that you are right. This has all been a bit much, hasn't it? A battle here at Hogwarts, everything we have done to take down Harlow and the rest of Rookwood's lot. But we have done it. Rookwood is dead, Harlow is on his way to Azkaban, and the rest of them are on the run. A few of the dregs will still be about, fighting for their lost cause. But Rookwood's enterprise has fallen apart.
Everything is safer now because of us. Because of you.
Thank you, but we make a formidable team. You, my fellow traveler, have enriched my time at Hogwarts beyond anything I could have imagined. Thank you. I believe your friendship to be one of the most important in my life. Thank you for coming to visit me. It is always good to see you.
完成晒所有立立嘅支線任務啦！我臨尾竟然掂埋隻手仔添喎，之前同帕比都冇掂過㗎。我強烈要求可唔可以俾我同阿帕比再做下啲任務啊？今集嚟到呢度，咁令到立立咧可以了咗個心事。希望你同你媽媽可以勇敢面對未來，勇敢向前望。你爸爸在天之靈都會因為你嘅英勇而感到驕傲㗎。同埋我希望你媽媽咧可以再占卜得準啲，萬一有咩劫難都可以有啲心理準備啊嘛。跟住我就會繼續努力玩到34咧。今次一次過玩咁多個副飲啊，值得俾個 like 支持一下我哋。我哋下集再見，多謝大家收睇 ，thank you，拜拜。